We are continuing a series on making good use of our shelter-in-place time by learning how to master the STAR technique during an interview. Gail Johnson from UT Tyler College of Business joins us once again. Good morning, Gail. How are you doing today?
I am doing great, Frank. How are you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm just happy to be talking to you. So I got a few questions for you. How can we use storytelling to engage and bond with an employer during an interview?
Let me explain that to you, and it's really easy. First of all, you can't say, I have a value. In other words, I step up to a challenge. That's a value without proving it. And that's where storytelling comes in. And I'm going to teach your listeners a really easy way to develop that story. It's called the STAR technique. Situation, task, action, result. And we're going to start, I'm going to use one of my stories, okay? What's the situation? Where am I? What's going on? I'm an adjunct lecturer at the Souls College of Business at UT Tyler, and my job is to teach students how to develop and manage a successful career. So there's my situation, there's my task. Now, then you get into the action, which is 2/3 of your story. That's the important part. That's where your value's tucked in, typically. Well, after Dr. Tidwell joined the university, one of the things he did was challenge faculty and staff to go out into the community and to volunteer and provide your expertise to the community. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do what I do with my students into the high school, take it down into the high school. So I contacted my buddy Leah Stanley at White House High School and said, let me come in and teach your students how to uncover their value. And she said, absolutely. I'm over the Business Professionals Association. Come in, let's get it done. So I did, with the help of our friends at CTCU, who provided the workbooks for the students and still do. I went in, had a workbook, taught the students how to uncover their value, how to communicate that, how to interview, how to do elevator speeches. And then they spent the time with Leah practicing and then came back to the university for our event every fall and spring, which is the mock team interviews. And they actually, alongside my juniors and seniors, they were dressed in their business suits and they were networking and communicating their value and answering behavioral-based questions. And they did a dynamite job. And the great result, now we're at the R of the STAR, is that we've expanded that into TISD, into Brownsboro ISD recently, and all the way to Dallas at Crandall ISD. So that's the great result that came from this.
So
there's that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. No, I just want to know what makes STAR so effective?
It's because it keeps it simple. Have you ever talked to somebody and they started right in the middle of their story and you're absolutely lost? You have no idea what they're talking about? That's because they didn't have a smooth process to tell that story, to not only engage your listener, but make sure you don't lose them and that your story flows. It's really, really important. Okay?
And then which element of STAR most showcases an individual's value?
That's the action. Typically, how you execute it, in other words, Dr. Tidwell gave me a challenge. How did I execute on that? That's where the value is. And certainly the fact that it was a successful result is also a value. But that's why 2/3 of your story should be the action. And I might mention to those folks that may have missed one of these 3 segments, go to the KETK website, watch the links, or you can go to my website, yourstandoutbrand.com, and get more information and free downloads to help you during this difficult time as you're maybe transitioning in your career. I also, one more thing, Frank, that's really exciting. I got a call from WorkHub, Cindy McCall, and they've had a lot of your listeners call and say, hey, can you do a workshop? And so we're actually going to be doing a free 2-hour workshop, one on uncovering your values, one on resumes for folks in East Texas as a result of the KETK segment. So if your listeners are interested, make sure that they contact Cindy McCall at WorkHub because space is going to be limited.
Gail, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great day.
You too. Nice to meet you, Frank. And next time I see you, I'm going to have you give me a STAR example.
Yes, ma'am. All right now.
All right.